video, we are going to practice creating customer statements. Now, this exercise is going to be over here on the right-hand side, and it is pulled from our basic level ProAdvisor certification course. If you would like more information about that after we go through the exercise, there is a link below in the description. Feel free to click on that. But let's see what we're going to do today. Craig has asked you to send customer statements. There are 3 kinds, so let's take a look at each of them. You will need to be in the sample company to do this exercise. If you're not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, be sure to click on the link below in the description. I have the sample company pulled up here on the left-hand side of the screen. This is the dashboard. So let's get started with the exercise. The first type of customer statement is the balance forward. So Craig has noticed that several of his customers have outstanding invoices. He has asked you to send all of them a statement showing their current balance. So how would we do this? First, we need to, from the left navigation bar, hover over sales and then click on customers. Sales is right over here. This is that left navigation bar. Here is sales. Hover over that, and then we're going to select customers. Now let's take a look at all of the overdue invoices. To do that, we're going to click on the orange part of the money bar to select only those customers with outstanding balances. That is right here. Just go ahead and click on that, and you will see it is now showing only the ones with overdue invoices. Let's go ahead and select all of the customers by clicking on the checkbox at the top of the column. That is right here. It's right next to name. Go ahead and click on that checkbox, and you will notice that when you do, all of the names will be checked, and this little black bar is going to appear. We want to go ahead and click on Batch Actions, which is right here, that arrow, and then select Create Statements. You will see this show up for us. Now, in a real life scenario, you would simply just save and send this to each of the clients. It would go to each one of the customers. But for the purposes of this exercise, we just want to take a look at what the customer statement would look like that would be sent out. So we're going to click Print or Preview, which is right down here at the bottom. Click on that, and you can see now, if you scroll through, you can see what each statement would look like for each of the customers. All right, and this one note more thing here, this is showing the balance due on each account. You can see as it goes through, balance forward, it's showing what the remaining balance is. So we're going to go ahead and click on the X to X out of this. As a note here, we didn't do any changes up here. If you needed to make in real life scenario an adjustment to the date to put the date of today or whenever you're doing it, you would make the adjustment here. This statement type, we're going to get into this in the next couple of ones, but balance forward is the one that we were looking for specifically for this scenario. So that's why we didn't touch that either. But let's go ahead and click out of this as well. And now we are back to that customer list. And now we're going to look at the open item customer statement. So in this scenario, Red Rock Diner received their balance forward customer statement and asked for a breakdown of which invoices were included in the balance due. So how would you send this to them? Let's take a look. You're going to scroll through the customer list until you find Red Rock Diner, then click on the down arrow next to Receive Payment, then select Create Statement. So this time, rather than selecting a whole bunch, we are just going to look for one in particular, and that is Red Rock Diner. Down here, if you scroll down, you will see their name. Click on the little arrow over here all the way on that right-hand side, and then this time we're going to select Create Statement. And this screen should look very familiar to you. This is what we did before. Now, as I mentioned before, we didn't do anything on this top area, but we are going to change the statement type. This time in that field, we want to select Open Item and then click on Apply. So click that down arrow, and then we're going to select Open Item and then select Apply. That way now we are showing that type of statement. Now, at this point in a real life scenario, you would click Save and Send. But for the purpose of this exercise, we just want you to view what that customer statement would look like that would be sent out. So let's click on the printer preview so that you can see. That is again that on the bottom there with the black bar. And you'll notice that in this resulting report, it shows that the invoices, the two right here that are still outstanding for Red Rock Diner. So this would give a really quick overview to Red Rock Diner, which invoices, their invoice number, when it was due, and then the amount, the open amount that is due for that particular invoice. So it's a really great snapshot in detail too for the customer to look at. So let's go ahead and close out of this and we'll look at that final customer statement. Click on the X up at the top here and then once more to close out of that statement. Now, Amy Letterbach from Amy's Bird Sanctuary received her balance due customer statement and called you because she doesn't understand why she still has a balance owed. She said she paid several invoices and received a credit for some of the work that was damaged. So, what's the report that we should send to her? Let's go ahead and find out. This is the transaction statement. So, we're going to scroll till we find her name. It happens to be up here at the top. Once again, we're going to click on that down arrow here and then select Create Statement. In this statement type, this is the one that's called Transaction Statement. So go ahead and click on that one. And then we're going to click on Apply right here. Now, because Amy's transactions are older than last month, we're going to need to change the date range to capture the old transactions for the statement. So you're going to click on the Start box and then choose a date that is 1 year prior to today. So click into this box. For me, it is just January. What is today? January 21st for me. So I'm going to change this here to January 21st of 20th. I'm sorry, 20. Is today the 21st or 20th? 21st. 21st, 2023 for me. Make sure that whatever date you are choosing here is 1 year prior from today's date that you are doing this exercise. And then you're going to click out of it and then click on apply. That way now we have captured all of the transactions for Amy. So in a real life scenario, again, at this point, you would click save and send, but for the purposes of this exercise, we only want to view the customer statement that would be sent out. So let's go ahead and click on print or preview. That is right here. And now this particular customer statement gives you a lot more information about what's going on. It's not just about open invoices. It's telling you all the other things that could be related to it. So from this report, you can see what happened, that Amy did indeed pay invoices 1025 and 101 in full. So this one shows that the amount was 205 and 205 was received, and this one 108 and 108 was received for both of those invoices. And she did receive a credit for $100, which is right here. But the total for invoice 1021 was $459, and that $100 credit would have brought it down to $349, but she only paid $220. You can see that right there. That's the total amount. If you apply the credit, it's $359, but there's still the amount that is the difference between the $359 and the $220, which I believe is $139. So that's why it's still showing as an outstanding balance. And now that you see what this is, you can always go back and explain to Amy if she has more questions what this all means. So that's it for that customer statement. Go ahead and just click on the X to get out of it. And we're back to that customer list. And those are the 3 different types of customer statements that you would use for different for your clients' customers. Now, if you like this exercise and you want to do more like it, or if you would like more information about that basic level ProAdvisor certification course, be sure to click on the link below in the description, and I'll see you in the next exercise.